being close to the North Sea has always been a great opportunity for trade and prosperity. During the Middle Ages, trade was done by small boats entering here in the city of Ghent. Just imagine what it would look like if modern ships still passed through here. Let's take a look at this journey through history. This is the original havenhouse of Ghent, which is Dutch for harbour house. For centuries, Ghent has been and continues to be a central hub for trade in Europe. Like Terneuzen, Vlissingen and many other cities, it has always had a strong need for a connection to the sea. A direct link to the North Sea provided endless opportunities for trade and prosperity. In 1827, the Ghent-Terneuzen Canal was officially opened. The canal was built by order of King Willem I of the Netherlands. This new canal enabled a huge economic development of Terneuzen and Ghent and its surroundings. Nowadays, this region is part of North Sea Port. We are a 60-kilometre-long cross-border port extending from Vlissingen on the North Sea in the Netherlands to Ghent, 32 kilometres inland in Belgium. As a central hub in Europe, we have a significant impact on global trade, making it a logistical centre of Europe. This isn't a recent development. We've been at the heart of commerce since the Middle Ages. In the 1500s, this area was already a flourishing harbour, but just a couple of ships per month arrived in the harbour. This started to grow and started bringing in more trade to the area. These are the goods that used to be traded in the Middle Ages. Ghent and Terneuzen, among many other cities close to the North Sea, had a port area that flourished as vibrant commercial centres, with markets trading in grain and foods. However, from the earliest time, trade in wool and cloth seemed to have played a significant role. Textiles became an important source of income. Later on, many factories were built, including industrial weaving mills and sugar refineries. In more recent history, the trade goods that came in were dry bulk, wet bulk, break bulk, containers, and ro-ro. The port provided centuries of cross-border transportation from both the North Sea and inland. We had various forms of transport. These forms of transport changed drastically over the years. It started with small sea ships, inland ships, and horse carriages. This changed to trucks and trains later. Over time, ships grew larger. Just look at the difference in size over the years. From 50 to 100 meters, which is the size of the Church of Ghent, and now the largest oil tanker is over 400 meters, which is the size of the Empire State Building. To accommodate the growth of the ships, there was a wish for a large sea lock. After long negotiations between Belgium and the Netherlands, the construction of the sea lock, later called the Middle Lock at Terneuzen, was approved in 1895. It was decided that the sea lock should have a width of 18 meters and a depth of over 8 meters. The sea lock had a capacity of 10,000 tons. On February 15, 1910, the sea lock was officially opened by the Dutch Queen Wilhelmina. The West Lock was developed in 1968 and was one of the largest sea locks in the world at that time. However, in recent decades, even larger locks have been constructed worldwide, in IJmuiden, Antwerp and Panama, to accommodate the massive post-Panama ships. This new lock created great new economic impulse and attracted companies like ArcelorMittal, Volvo Cars and Dow. As one of Europe's top harbours, we strive to always stay ahead. The development of our port is always in motion to keep up with today's logistical demands. This is why Flanders and the Netherlands have collaborated to construct a new sea lock, This one now is one of the largest in the world. In early 2015, Flemish Minister of Mobility and Public Works and Dutch Minister of Infrastructure and the Environment signed the treaty for the construction of the new sea lock Terneuzen. Construction of the new lock in Terneuzen began at the end of 2017 and is currently starting to operate. It took almost 7 years to develop this new lock. To develop it, they needed an incredible amount of materials. It needed 300,000 cubic meters of concrete, 32,000 tons of concrete steel, and an additional 60,000 tons of steel. With this steel, you could build 8 Eiffel Towers. To accommodate this lock, they had to dig away 9.5 million cubic meters of ground. It's so incredible to see how all this came together in the new locks. We're looking at the full 7-year development. What an amazing amount of development over the years. This port brought and still brings great prosperity to this area and sets great economic opportunities. The new lock in Terneuzen marks a significant milestone in the development of our infrastructure, paving the way for enhanced maritime access and economic growth, one of the biggest in Europe. If you want to know more about the endless possibilities of North Sea Port, check out our website www.northseaport.com or check out our other content for the plans of the future.